So first of all, thank you so much, everybody, for joining this TEKTiTE 25. And I would like to say a huge thank you for our co-organizers for their support and dedication in making this event possible. Their collaboration has been the key to creating such as value experience for all the participants. Thank you, IPA, Synthesia, GBI, UTK Korea. And for start this session, I would like to introduce our moderator, Craig. Craig is a Seoul-based entrepreneur from Ireland and CEO of AIM Space, a platform that provides free professional education to people from diverse backgrounds to help them to support business, expanding into international markets, and so on. So thank you, Craig, for today and for today the being our moderator, and that's with you.
Thank you so much for your kind introduction, Reza. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you are. Welcome to TEKTiTE 2025 Healthcare e-Pitching Day. As I was introduced, my name is Craig Latouche, and I'm going to be the moderator. I'm honored to guide you through today's incredible lineup of innovative startups from across Asia and Europe, all focused on pushing the boundaries of healthcare technology. So today's event, as you know, is hosted by Delta Tech Korea, and it's part of the TEKTiTE initiative. And it's designed to connect the promising startup with global partners and investors. To give you a little background on what we're going to see today, each startup that is pitching is going to have 10 minutes in total, including pitch and Q&A. I'll be keeping track of time to, keep things moving along. After looking at the startups that are actually pitching today, I took a look at the pitch decks, and part of my job, my personal job, is working as a mentor and a consultant, supporting startups. And what I can see from healthcare as an industry, it's deeply human, deeply technical, often filled with complexities, and it requires a lot of precision but empathy. And looking at these companies that are pitching today, it's clear that we're not just looking at impressive technology, we're looking at startups tackling very critical problems. So these founders are working on really, really great systems shaping the future of healthcare. So I'm very, very happy to be here today and to be part of this. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm sure everyone else is too. A few housekeeping parts that I just want to mention. For Q&A, it makes everything much better when we get a lot of interaction from the audience. You can jump in after the pitch and ask a question through Zoom. If you're not comfortable with that, you can send a message during the pitch on the chat on Zoom to maybe me or to Reza, and we'll be happy to pass your question on, and we'll try to make it as interactive as possible. As was mentioned, this is being streamed on YouTube. The full video that is being streamed on YouTube will be available later, and it will be there for you to review and watch again. And after today's session, Delta Tech Korea is going to follow up with participants for possible collaborations and synergy and next steps. So that's all going to be taken care of. And before we begin, I'm not sure because there's a lot of windows on my screen, but I'd like to give a welcome to the audience participants. I have a list of participants, and I'm going to read it from the list I have rather than the screen that I see on Zoom. And please forgive me if I mispronounce your name slightly. I'm going to try my best. I've already reviewed. I've looked at some challenging names, and I've tried to fix my pronunciation. So please bear with me, and please feel free to correct me. I won't be embarrassed or offended if you correct me. So first of all, we have Rafael Germain from Evolution Europe, Spain. Gordon Cheong from Health Tech Singapore, Sujin Park from the Korea Fund for Regenerative Medicine, Min Jong Kang from Invest Seoul, Chuong Lee from the Chunchan Bioindustry Foundation, Jimmy Wang from APA Innovate in Singapore, the Venturi Tribe from Belgium, iPace from Thailand, Synthesia from Switzerland, GBI from India, UT Korea from South Korea, if you guessed, Josie Tran from Sotatech in Korea, Alexandra Silva from ANS Pharma Lab in Brazil, Lucy Kim from the Global Startup Center in Seoul, I'm guessing, and Dream Kim from, I don't know where, I didn't write that down. Maybe you can correct me on that. Sorry about that. Okay, anyway, thank you all for being here to support and engage with these founders, and your presence is making this event add real value to the conversations. Okay, to move on, we're going to officially open the session. And first of all, it's my pleasure to introduce someone who's the driving force behind the event today. Mr. Sung-Ho Lee is the CEO of Delta Tech, and he's the spearhead of this TEKTiTE program. And today he's going to share his insights on the market and technology trends driving digital health forward. And this is a perfect way to set the stage for our innovation we're about to see today. So, Mr. Lee, thank you for all your work, and the screen is yours.
Thank you, Craig. Thank you for introducing me, Craig. Good afternoon and good morning, everybody. This is Seung-Ho from Delta Korea. Can you see my slide, everybody? Sorry. Do you see do you see my slide?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Okay, great. That just I'm going to just show you some brief outlook of healthcare sector because nowadays healthcare sector is integrated with some digital technologies. So as you see, healthcare refers to the organized provision of medical services and and resources to individual and communities, which maintain or improve our health by preventive and diagnostic therapeutics and rehabilitative services. Doctors and nurses and therapists and other medical practitioners are key players providing such healthcare services. Thanks to digital technologies, as I said, AI and cloud computing, Internet of Medical Things, and blockchain and ARA, VR, and also digital health improves patient care, streamlines healthcare operations, and facilitate the medical research, which give a shape to telemedicine, wearable devices, mobile apps, and data analytics. Now, uh, let's look at our market drivers. Just 1 second. Okay, market drivers. Uh, so, what is the underlying force to push the market forward? The market drivers for healthcare include several key factors like aging population, a rising cost in healthcare, and government regulatory support, and improved internet or integration between healthcare and big giant tech giant. Also, public health crisis across the globe. Aging population increases the healthcare demand for remote monitoring and personalized care. Patients with chronic disease such as diabetes and hypertension should be treated with efficient management tools. Uh, Healthcare rising costs needs to shift towards value-added care model reducing hospital readmissions and inefficiency through automatic and digital transformations. Government initiatives also promote interoperability and digital health records amongst stakeholders such as hospitals and insurance companies. For example, data privacy laws such as GDPR help them shape digital solutions. Expansion of 5G networks enable internet to implement high-speed healthcare in remote and underdeveloped areas. Tech giants such as Google, Apple, and Amazon are keen on partnership with healthcare providers and invest in digital platforms. Public health crises, for example, pandemic, compelled us to focus on digital preparedness for health adoption. Then let's look at the technology drivers. How would you describe changes in the healthcare sector initiated by new technologies? Here are some technology drivers. You see remote monitoring and AI and machine learning and cloud computing and blockchain and digital therapeutics, AR and VR and wearable health tech. Those are those are the technology drivers in the healthcare sectors. Remote patient monitoring helps track chronic conditions and lead to virtual consultation between doctors and patient. AI is revolutionized diagnostics such as AI-powered radiology and pathology. It helps predict disease and personalize treatment. AI chatbot and virtual assistant improve patient engagement as well. Cloud computing improves data accessibility. For example, EHR, electronic health records are a good example. It also allows big data analytics, disease prediction, and hospital resource planning. Blockchain. Blockchain enhances security, privacy, and interoperability of patient records. It helps secure health data sharing while preventing fraud, reporting insurance claims, and billing by smart contract. Digital therapeutics. Digital therapeutics offer software-driven treatment for conditions like ADHD and insomnia. Gamification of health apps enhances pattern adherence to treatment. AR/VR. AR/VR assists in medical training, surgical simulation, and rehabilitation. Particularly, VR is used in pain management and mental health treatment, like PTSD therapy. Robot. Robotic assistant surgery, for example, Da Vinci surgery system, improve precision. AI-powered robot assist in rehabilitation and elderly care. Then now, what is the benefit from digital healthcare we can gain? We can enjoy improved patent access. Uh, Telemedicine allows remote consultation, also better efficiency, AI and automation reduces workload, and also cost saving. We prevent unnecessary workload and reduce medical errors. Also, we can benefit personalized medicine and also enhance data securities. Then why should we collaborate between enterprise and startup, even in intermediaries? Collaboration between enterprise and startup is essential for driving innovation, efficiency, and patient-centered solution. Startups bring disruptive ideas and technologies, while enterprises provide capital, labs, and assess the clinical trials. In this regard, collaboration will accelerate innovation for both parties. For example, Rashi acquired Flatium, a startup with oncology data analytics to enhance its cancer research capabilities. Startups often lack the network of solution globally. However, big pharmas or medtech giants have global supply chain, hospital network, and regulatory connection. Thus, two entities could develop RNI projects such as POC, proof of concept, clinical trials, and regulatory approval, or CDMO to speed up market entries. Enterprise often lack e- expertise in AI or IoT and big data, while startups drive tech valorization. Pfizer analyzed patient data and optimized drug discovery thanks to the collaboration with a startup. Instead of building an in-house, enterprise can invest in startup to test new concept quickly. They can acquire a startup or make partnership if a startup succeed. For example, JLab, Johnson& Johnson incubators, provide funding and mentorship to a startup without direct acquisition. While startup develop customized solutions for rare disease, mental health, or remote care, enterprise can expand in emerging market through startup partnerships. In this regard, intermediaries uh, play a crucial role in bridging the gap between enterprise and startup. Startup often struggle to find customers. Then intermediaries connect them with enterprise and create business opportunities. Startup often lack the necessary funding, mentorship, and industry enterprise. Then intermediary provide these resources, helping startup scale effectively. On the other hand, large enterprise may struggle with agility. Their intermediaries help them assess cutting-edge innovation from startup. Enterprise often hesitate to engage with a startup due to risks involved. Their intermediaries help mitigate risk by validating startup solution and ensuring they align with enterprise's needs. Inter- Intermediaries help an enterprise and startup connect by identifying common interests, fostering partnership, and ensuring effective communication. In addition, intermediaries help define clear agreement and on IP ownership and licensing, ensuring fair benefit for both parties. In summary, enterprises is, bring resources, scalability, and regulatory expertise, while startup contribute agility, cutting-edge technologies, and fresh ideas. Thus, they are absolutely in a complementary position to collaborate. However, intermediaries are necessary for them to discover, connect, fulfill such collaboration projects. Delta Tech has run DBN, this portal, since 2020, 5 years ago. We start operating this portal 5 years ago. I hope you can develop more RNI project with intermediaries through DBN. Thanks so much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lee. That was very insightful and thought-provoking. It's the perfect foundation for the discussions and innovations we're about to explore today. Let's get straight to it then. The first pitch, the first company has not arrived yet, so we will adjust the timetable slightly. So our first speaker is Kreppel, and They are tackling the growing challenges of cognitive decline in aging populations. And if you are ready, please welcome Junhei Lee, CEO of Crepl. So when you're ready, Junhei, please go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much for introducing. I'll prepare my presentation. Can everyone see my presentation well?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Junhei Lee, and I'm excited to introduce you to Cripple, an edutech venture dedicated to improving cognitive function and preventing dementia through multimedia learning programs. Cripple believes that good questions lead to better thinking. Our mission is to create solutions that help combat the global issue of dementia in an aging society. Through our innovative ICT-based edutech platform, we aim to enhance cognitive function among senior citizens and provide preventive measures for dementia. The challenge we address is clear. Alzheimer's disease and dementia are growing global concerns. By 2027, the market for Alzheimer's treatment is projected to reach $25 billion, driven by an aging population and an increased prevalence of the disease. Advertisements is the most common cause of dementia among the elderly, accounting for 60 to 80 of cases in developed countries, which is like UK, Germany, and so on. With nearly 10 million new cases of dementia emerging each year worldwide, the need for preventive and cognitive enhancing solutions have never been greater. To tackle this issue, Cripple has developed a cutting-edge multimedia learning platform, and our solution consists of a touchscreen table with an Android OS, cognitive improvement content shortened to CIC, including 48 types of cognitive function analysis programs to enhance creativity and problem-solving skills. The visual perception cognitive test, and we call it XVPCT, evaluating cognitive abilities across 8 key areas and highlights areas that need improvement. Sorry about that. Our platform offers a variety of engaging content designed to boost problem-solving and metacognitive skills. These include solid figures and spatial reasoning exercises, basic Korean and mathematics training, and cultural training to reinforce memory. Additionally, our solution provides analysis reports that identify cognitive weaknesses, allowing for personalized learning experiences. Our AI-powered diagnostic system delivers insight into cognitive function by tracking diagnostic result scores and problem-solving speed and accuracy. Also, we track brain user tendencies, ensuring balanced stimulation of both hemispheres. The system integrates seamlessly with content servers, CMS management, and AI-driven education platforms to provide continuous learning and improvement. Our solution is either for welfare agencies and nursing homes, educational institutions, and households looking for cognitive training. Currently, we are actively seeking partners in medical device companies focusing on preventive medicine, distributors in electronics and healthcare, and geriatrician and healthcare professionals. And lastly, publishers in the serious games industry. At Triple, we are committed to enhancing the lives of seniors through technology aiding cognitive training. If you're interested in collaborating with us, please feel free to reach out. Thank you for listening to Triple's presentation.
Thank you so much, June. We'll take some questions now. So I have one question here that I'll hold for a second. Are there any questions from the audience that want to ask directly? As in on screen, on Zoom?
I have maybe a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. In the past I have been using Lumosity. I don't know if you know the application, which was claiming that they would that they were supporting reducing the potential symptoms of Alzheimer's disease. But in 2016 there was a lot of ado about that. That they had to remove these claims and they were fined about this. How are you linking the solution that you are putting forward here to solving the issue of Alzheimer, or to prevent it, the symptoms from happening, and what scientific basics is behind it?
So right now we are working with the university in South Korea, and the university name is Ewha Women University here. And we have currently conducted some experiments using our technology, and we have a paper that shows that these technology can improve or like stop people getting worse from the Alzheimer's diseases.
Stefan, if you don't mind, can I give an answer? I'm providing some consulting service to Cripple last year, so I know them the algorithm as well. This is a electronic board game. So the elderly can play this board game and using their brain, which prevent the dementia. It's a very creative board game. The game is awarded Switzerland invention silver prizes. So maybe if you want it, then I can ask them to provide some stuff, some material on in their board games.
Okay, thank you very much for the questions. I have another question that I'm just going to jump in with to ask from a participant. The question is, how do you plan to drive market adoption of your solution for welfare agencies, nursing homes, or medical institutions?
So we focus on strategic partnerships and pilot programs and continuous product enhancement by collaborating with welfare agencies and medical institutions. And we integrate our solution into existing care programs, and pilot programs demonstrate effectiveness, building trust and adoption. And our AI-driven system ensures personalized training with regular updates to meet diverse needs.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Some very interesting questions and a great innovation. So thank you, Junhei, and we really appreciate your pitch and your answers to the questions. Okay, we're going to move on to the next pitch now, and this is from Peach Health Asia in Singapore, and the pitch is going to be delivered by Louis Payet. Did I get that right?
Yep, that's good enough.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you. And you are a company focusing on bridging global digital health innovations within the Asian market. Is that right?
Correct.
Perfect. Okay, go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, let me just share my slides. Can you see my screen, guys?
Yes, I can see now.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you. All right. So thanks for giving me a chance to speak about Peach Health and what we're doing in the Southeast Asia region. So as was introduced, Peach Health is a company focused on the commercialization of digital health products. We're a Singapore-founded company, and our vision is to improve health equity in Southeast Asia using digital health products to improve access to healthcare services across the region. And our real biggest focus is we identify unmet needs in our territories. We then identify the right digital health product. We bring that into our territories and we focus on the commercialization of those products. So essentially, we are a bridge to the region. We work with international companies that are developing and have ownership of patient-facing digital health products, and we provide the infrastructure needed to commercialize those products in the 7 countries we aim to cover. On the other side of the coin, there's a big demand for innovative new healthcare services in the region. There's also a very strong demand for digital health products in this part of the world as well. So we essentially bridge that gap between 2 different sets of partners. All right. On my next slide. So what do we essentially do, as I just explained there, is that we are the bridge between the international digital health space and also the end users in our region. Now, we have quite a broad remit. So rather than being product focused, we focus quite significantly on looking at how do we best tap into the end user customers in our territories. So we take the right digital therapeutic or digital health product, and we can target potentially consumers, B2B, employee benefit plans, health insurers, pharma or medtech, or health providers in our territories. And the reason that we cover such a broad remit is every country in Asia is different. So where one solution might be suitable in one country to go down, say, a B2B channel, another solution might be, the same solution might go down the consumer channel in another country in our region. So to be successful in our space, we have to be able to cover a large range of partners and customers, which is what we have to set up our infrastructure and our technology to do as well. Okay, and so what's the problem statement? I mean, to me, when I founded the company, the problem statement is a really easy one to answer. There are hundreds of thousands of digital health products out in the market. If you look at how many have been successful, and if I take a rough measure of success, I say more than, say, 50 million in revenue, you'd find less than 10% or less than 10 or 20 of those products have been successful in generating any kind of reasonable or significant commercial revenue. So to Peach Health's perspective, looking at our markets, there's not a need to develop more technology. And in our call today, you'll find some great companies developing digital technologies. What we need in our part of the market is the ability to get those products to the patient and to the end users to commercialize. That's the biggest weakness we find in the digital health space. That's the gap that we are addressing as a company in our region. And the way we do this is we have a combination of 2 sets of capabilities. Now, one of those capabilities is a technology capability. The other capability is a commercial or physical resource capability. Now, on one side, the technology capability, we have built an integration and distribution platform that allows us to connect with digital health products. And on the other side, that platform also connects to end users in our markets. So this provides a very streamlined way for partners to connect to our platform to access multiple different products or multiple different partners in our territories. In addition to the digital distribution and our integration platform, we also have what we see as the commercial resources needed to market, sell, and generate and grow digital health products in our territories. As we're a one-stop solution for partners, we need to provide all services needed to commercialize their products. That includes things like supporting them with healthcare professionals, such as health coaches, physiotherapists, clinicians. We have sales and marketing capabilities. We do readaptation, design, and testing for products if they're needed to do some kind of amendments to them for our territories. We have full regulatory and market access capabilities. We have a tech team. We also have market research capabilities. So if you look at this slide here, you have the 2 sets of resources that we see are needed to commercialize products, digital health products in our territories. Now, again, the flexibility is that we also need to have a flexible approach to how we commercialize products, depending on the partner. If we're commercializing a product that goes, say, for example, direct to consumer, we have to provide that product with significantly more resources. First product we're commercializing is, for example, a musculoskeletal product or a joint pain product. There we need to hire physiotherapists, we need to hire health coaches to support the use of that product in our markets. If we would go to, for example, a hospital, we don't need to provide physiotherapists, we don't need to provide health coaches. So we can just provide the product itself. So depending on the need of the end user customer, we can customize a service or product that the partner wants or needs to be able to enable its commercialization in that specific channel. And just to go into the technology offer a bit, since we're in a technology conference, the platform that we've built and set up in Singapore enables us to complete two key functions. I mean, the real big one right now is interoperability. If a company was coming into Southeast Asia with a digital health product, they would have to go and integrate their product with thousands of end user customers, hospitals, B2B partners, insurers. Every one of them is different in every single country you come to in Asia, in the Asia Pacific region. It's a significant workload. Our integration platform has been set up to allow products to integrate to our platform, and then we take care of the data interoperability with our end user customers. So this helps to streamline this entire process of getting access to customers in our part of the world. The other part of this is that the integration platform enables commercialization. So we can connect different products and then provide what I call the wrapper. The wrapper could mean anything. It could mean we are providing health coaches, we are providing a library of information, we're going to set up a patient community, whatever is needed to facilitate the commercialization of that digital health product. Our platform can actually allow that to be complemented with the digital health product. This also allows us then to create a number of different bespoke services and models that help us to commercialize these digital health products in our territories. The mode of a collaboration is quite straightforward, guys. For the partners on this call today, which are mostly digital health companies, we license products, and then basically we take care of pretty much everything in our markets. And we've been quite successful already, even though we're a new company. We've had a number of companies approach us with an interest of working with us, and we've licensed a number of products. So I also highlight this slide because it shows the model that we have in terms of being flexible, how we commercialize products. And I'll reference here the company AllyCare, which has a musculoskeletal digital health product available to them. AllyCare's product is also contained in our service that we've set up, which is called Peach Can Move. So when we sell AllyCare's product, we sell it as the individual software to end users who need it. But we've also set up a service where we hire physiotherapists, we hire health coaches, and we provide an end-to-end service for customers, which is called Peach Can Move, taking the AllyCare product and putting it inside that service. So we are very flexible in terms of how we commercialize, really depending on what is the unmet need in our territories and how that product can be commercialized. The ask in this presentation, this partnership, is we're looking for both companies that are looking for partners in the countries that we cover in Southeast Asia and Australia, and we're also looking for potential investors to help us expand our business in the region. Thank you very much for taking the time to listen to me. I hope that was quite clear.
Thank you very much, Louis. It was very insightful, and I have quite a few questions myself, but in the interest of time, because we're slightly over, we might have to skip questions this time. But what I would recommend the participants, if you do have questions directly, you can maybe reach out or find the contact details of Louis, and I'm sure he'd be happy to engage with you and answer questions just to keep things moving. So thank you again for your very insightful pitch.
Thank you.
Okay, then next up from Thailand is a company that is transforming stroke recovery. So BrainX Solution has created, let me try and pronounce this, Aomi? You'll have to teach me that. Anyway, which is a multi-sensory platform that combines observation, therapy, mental imagery, and electrical stimulation to support long-term rehab. So please welcome Natapat Panjiaporn, right?
Yes,
Did I get that right?
Natapat Panjarayaporn from Thailand. Thank
Perfect.
you.
Okay, welcome, and the screen is yours.
Okay, thank you. Let me share slide first.
Perfect. We can see it now.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, first of all, hi, I'm Natapat Tanjariyaporn from BenX Omni, from BenX Solution. The product that I will present today is called the BenX Omni, AOMI. Normally we call it Omni. First of all, what is BenX Solution? We start our company 2 years ago as we would like to be the medical device company. So we develop some device that carry do some medical application. The one that I will present today is BenX Omni, and furthermore we have things called BenX MediHub that we develop the iPad cooperate with the multi-sensor to measure about your pressure, your temperature, your weight, and anything else about the health person, but that's not our main for today. So for today, I will talk about the BenX Omni. First of all, what is BenX Omni? I would like you to introduce into the what is the problem of us. The disease that we would like to attack is stroke. Stroke is one of the major causes of the death worldwide, and there are more than 25,000 2,500,000 in the number of stroke incident cases in Thailand last year, and 65% of them still cannot incorporate the affected arm and hand into their daily activity. So you can see that it has a lot of the problem in Thailand nowadays, and we are going into the elderly trend in the next few years in Thailand also. So it means that we have a lot of patients that are waiting for us to treat them. Nowadays, we do some of the constant improvement therapy and a task-specific training for the effective therapeutic method that can enhance the recovery of the upper extremity function. But however, we can see that some power stroke patients with moderate or severe upper extremity impairment may not obtain the benefit of that because of the incapability to produce arm and hand movements. So at the 6 month past stroke, we have a lot of the serious patient that doesn't work as well. And furthermore, in the moderate to severe patient, the conventional therapy way is designed for just maintain the muscle, but not to recover their function. And the last problem that we find is the therapist can take care of only one post-op patient per session. It means that they can do around 7 to 8 person per day. Is quite less in Thailand because of we have the more than 100,000 patients nowadays. So that's why we developed this thing, the BenX Omni, to help the patient to regain the upper extremity function. We developed this one into the 4 modules as I will mention. The first one is the action observation. The action of observation is the process that we are based on the action observation therapy that use the mirror to mirror the function of the patient in the mirror and try to develop the neuron plasticity in the brain to develop the recovery process of their function. Such as imagine as you have the problem on the left hand, but you can do the normal function on your left hand. So we will use the mirror to copy the function on the left hand into the right hand into the brain. So we develop that kind of the therapy into our program that we call the action observation. The next one is the motor imagery process. This is developed based on the EEG, the electroencephalogram, or somebody calls the brain signal. We would like to bring the patient to think that they would like to rest their hand on the problem side, and we use this thing to confirm that are they think or not. if they think the motor imagery algorithm will classify that if they think it or not. If they think as true, it means that they try to raise their hand. The signal from the algorithm will send to the next device. The next one is the electrical stimulation. This is the we call it a functional electrical stimulation. We use the electrical stim directly into the muscle to generate the action of the muscle on the weak side. It means that from the previous device, if you think that you try to raise their hand and they think it correctly, the FES device will stimulate their muscle to do the real action. And if you train this as a loop, we call it a neuroplasticity loop. This will connect the brain and the muscle together, and the brain will try to develop the new neuroplasticity and develop a new neuron. Sorry, and develop the new neuron process from the brain to the muscle. It means that if you do this therapy more and more, the brain and the muscle will connect it together again and can solve a problem from the stroke that destroy some brain. So from the brain economy solution, we can try to solve the multiple problems that we found before. The first one is this will suitable with every severity and the phase. It can do with every patient. It can do not only the first 6 month patient, but also on the chronic phase that has a stroke more than 6 months. It can enhance the neural connection between the brain and the body, which means it can recover. This therapy is not designed for just maintain, but designed for recover the process of the muscle function of the patient also. And the last one is everything is automatic. It means that the only one therapist can do multiple case handling simultaneously. Now we develop this project and we try to broadway as the business to business with direct sale to the hospital and the doctor who interested in this kind of technology. We plan to sell the hardware as the single purchase. We sell the software and the support as the yearly subscription, which will the update of the AI, of the algorithm process, of the user experience, UX, and anything else. And we can update the new function which can do not only the stroke patient, but also on some neurosurgery patient also. And we sell the disposable supplies such as the gel or the electrode. Now our plan is to focus on the early target that are the private and the medical school hospital in the Bangkok. It has around the 20 to the 30 club to the 30 places in the Bangkok nowadays. And we already developed into the two of them, that is the Golden Time and the Senicent, and we got a very good feedback from them also. And after that, we plan to extend our target around the Thailand and the Southeast Asia, that we have at least around the 1,000 and the 200 hospital. So nowadays, for the mode of collaboration that we find, we are in the process of we try to prove the FDA standard and require some medical device standard nowadays, and we are in the process of test with the actual patient that we already do in the Thailand at the Bangkok. We now have around 30 patients that are still in the therapy process of us, that proof of concept that it work or not. We have some 2 or 3 publication also, and we have we already request a patent now. So this is the last slide of us. This is the contact. If you're interested in our project, you can feel free to contact me anytime. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was very insightful and a very noble and important mission as well. And we're slightly behind time, just slightly, so we don't have a lot of time for questions. But as was mentioned, please reach out. There was a email address on the last slide. If you didn't catch it, I'm sure you can send a message in the chat and get it. And yeah, you've just thrown it up there again, which is perfect. So
Thank you.
please connect if something. I just got a question from Mr. Lee. Maybe you can answer that in the chat. It might be good.
Okay,
Or
thank
do
you.
you? Yeah, just we'll have one more pitch before break. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so before our break, we'll have one more pitch, and our next presenter is Dr. Byungchul Shin of CellBetter, who is tackling limitations of animal testing with an AI-integrated organ-on-chip platform for drug development. So, Dr. Shin, if you're ready, would you please begin? Thank you. Do we have Dr. Shin here?
Yes, Mr. 신병철 대표님?
예, 지금 저가 요거 presentation. I open the presentation. Just wait for me. Just wait. I can show you this one. Can you see that? Can you see?
Yep, we can see now. Yes.
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 Perfect. Go ahead when you're ready.
Okay. I would like to introduce a new multi-organ chip system. We had been to very long time to study about this organ chip system. First time is just a single organ chip system, and about 5 years or 6 years people, and now we just make it the multi-organ chip system. My name is Byungchul Shin in Cell and Better. I would like to introduce my startup company. My partner, Dr. Kim, is a bioengineering base. I'm a pathology. I'm a medical science base of the background. Basically, the organ chip test method is alternative animal test. It has important and problem is conducting the test. It's too much about the lab intensive and short-term duration like that. For example, when you try to experiment the step of any type of drug efficiency or the toxicity like that, the development for the new drug like this, most important is expense. Is support the engineering is the labor cost is very important. And when the test about duration, the long term, and your labor cost is step by as like higher like that. So I solved the painful expense problem like that. Our system is using for the standard it is a 24 well plate basis like it, any kind of testers very familiar with that kind of chips. And the cell chip is not a cell chip, it's a tissue chips like that. We just making media with hydrogel is a freezing dry technology is minimize this hustle and the control the testing and maximize the distributing times like that. For example, if you buying the cultural media like this, most test is not using to that. Just couldn't see the bottom of the bottles, just throw away like that. So all of the test system is our system is very convenient. The most important point is ultimately the experiment time is generally experiment is a term is not a problem. Most of the weeks, just like the testing, just cell test is just weeks is over. But if you have using this kind of tissue kind of this, is it enough to the weeks is fine? I don't think so. I would like testing for the TC kind of chips with the alternative testing like that. Just longer than 1 month like this. This our system is like that. Let me introduce small simulation like this kind of things. I can show you and look at over. You can see that. This is our system. Multi-organ on chip system, rocket S like type of this. This is a version first of the version. You just injection the drug injection is thrown it to the well plate our chipset and sampling like this. Anytime if you want, you can take the sample. You just making in your computer like that. Okay, and there are a lot of the organ chip system company, Europe and US like this. It's not the company is not a one-step automatic system. Our system is a full automatic system like this. If you're using very simply touching in the screen and touching everything is going over the culture and sampling, and you can see that the inside of the chips in imaging like that. But this system is not fully owned imaging system analysis versions. But if you take a time for 3 years, we can make it the visual imaging system input the version upgrading about that one. So just take a time for 3 years. And our system mainly is using for the not only the arithmetic system, just using for the allergic disease and cancer metastasis and rare disease like it ALS and the kind of uh, genetic disease like this kind of things. So we are studying also now we are studying myotopic layers, sclerosis, like kind of things we studying right now. So mainly we can studying about the genetic disease kind of things. So we can multi-organ chip system is we call the device is Rocket W and system is we can hold it Rocket S kind of things. We are going to sell the first time to the economy market devices like this, and we pedaling to studying and working together and collaboration together to the non-clinical CRO or the pharmaceutical company like this. It's going to be market is very bigger. If you our partner or distributor for the exclusive ship for local system, then you can sell one of the system per month. We can guarantee for the 40% of margin. Of course, we are not getting that much of the margin. It's just 22.5% like that. But we are the frontier like this device for 3D tissue chips devices because we believe the extensive research and investigated using for a device is product higher. Synergy is like the effect of the technically and economically. Our 3D chip is supplying by the injective only the hydrogen type of the bio ink. If you consulting and order according to your product, require our website just organize what kind of cell you can trying to take like this. Each of them things is put it on the media and present to make it and deliver to you directly. And one more is you can sell it by the website kind of things. The 3D TC chips, we just getting the 30% of margin. We can pay back to the distributor for the promote for the chips. Like, and thank you very much. And anytime you have a question or the wondering to collaboration, anything to possible is experiment design like that, please call us, contact free. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Shin. And you ended with a very clear proposal to participants to get in touch with you and your team if you find some synergy within the presentation. So I would encourage everybody to, to maybe look at the presentation again. And if you see something that you think you could collaborate with from that presentation, just to get in touch. We're running slightly behind time. So now we have break scheduled. The break is supposed to be scheduled for 5:30 to 5:35. I'm going to keep it at 5 minutes, so it might sound a little bit strange to come back at 5:39, but we will start again with the next presentation in 5 minutes, and which will be for NUNOP. So if you're NUNOP, please prepare to pitch, and I will see you in 5 minutes. Thank you very much. Hey, welcome back. Long time no see. So we are going to get restarted just in a couple of moments. So just to give a quick introduction, just to give a recap, actually, before that, we have possibly 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially 5 pitches left. And of course, Q&A. We're going to keep it to 10 minutes if we can. A 10-minute presentation is no problem, but it limits questions. So just to remind you to keep that in mind if you want direct questions. But anyone can put questions in the chat or, of course, by email later. So that's keep that in mind. So to get back to the schedule, we have Leonard Kempar of NUNOP, and their platform, BlueP, is building nationwide cancer screening infrastructure through AI-powered APIs for early diagnosis. So, Leonard, the screen is yours. So, please begin when you are ready.
Okay, thanks, Greg, and thanks for having us. By the way, Janet, my manager, is also here on the chat. So, in case there's any further questions at the end, Q&A, he will be available as well. Give me a second just to share my screen. Okay. And then I'll be ready. Great. I hope everyone can see this.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, great. Yeah, thanks again. Thanks for having me. I'm with NUNOP. NUNOP is a software and AI development software business based in Seoul, but we work quite internationally. So we have clients and partnerships also with governments pretty much worldwide. We have also branches in India and Sri Lanka. And of course, today it's all about healthcare and our latest development and project, BlueP. BlueP is basically a software solution, data solution for the cancer prevention. First of all, team. Our team is much bigger than those 4, but to keep it simple, this is Janet and me and our CEO Sungwon, and also Kayong, that have been mainly responsible for this app. And like mentioned, we have a much bigger team also across borders outside of South Korea, in Sri Lanka and in India, for primarily also for project management and maintenance and the development of such technologies. So, like mentioned, we're primarily a software development business. Yeah. At the bottom right, you can see a few other apps and software we already developed and successfully launched. And again, today it's all about blue pill and cancer prevention. Just to give a quick background about our problem statement and what this is about. Obviously, I think we all agree that diseases like cancer can be prevented, but there has to be more screening and more awareness. So there's certain numbers and data sets we look at, and in fact, most of the time, cancer is diagnosed too late. So we need better screening and earlier screening, and also some sort of risk assessment from data. So we have to look at data and actually have this data and process it with AI, and then come up with a number and percentage, for example, how likely it is to actually develop those diseases. And this is what Blue P is about. Yeah. So it's a lack of awareness and it's a lack of screening. And how can we collect this data and process it? Yeah. At the end of the day, we save lives. I think that's the most important point. Another point for insurers, for example, insurance companies, would be that we actually save costs. But I will get to this later. So there's economic reasons, of course, but also the ethical reasons to actually run this software. Basically, so maybe the most important point with this is we look at how much will it cost, for example, per health record, so per patient. And this is certainly less than $1 per patient. So that's an important number to remember for later on. And yeah, we can also reduce the risk, or well, by 95%, yeah, with AI-powered risk assessment. What's our technology? We will have an app that can be used by the user, so the client, patient, him or herself. And we also have an admin app that will be used by hospitals or healthcare providers. That's basically the data pool. Yeah. And there will be an R&D at the back office, basically, that develop actually the models and AI models for screening and take care of the data as well. So there's basically three columns, three pillars of this app. You know, what it looks like is I try to zoom in a little bit for you to understand. Yeah, so we have in the user app, we have surveys, for example, where patients can actually leave their data and health data via this questionnaires and surveys. And the app will come up with a percentage in cancer risk. And then based on the risk status, is it a high number or a low number? This way also it helps hospitals, for example, to schedule appointments for screenings. Yeah? How urgent will it be to get an appointment? Yeah, and the app can also be implemented in the booking system of each hospital. So I think there's also a lot of benefits for the end user as well for this, not only for the hospitals or from an economic standpoint. That's a general timeline, yeah, and basically what we have achieved already. I need to bring this up. It's not just an idea from our end so far. We've proven that it works. So we have data points from 19 hospitals already and signed MOUs. So I think that's quite important to mention, that it has been put to the test. And we also have letter of interest already with research centers. So you may ask, who is this technology for and where will it be used? I'll get to this later on. So we have governmental institutions, but also insurers, for example, that have high interest in using such software. And okay, as a next, the mode of collaboration, just to give a little bit more information about how it works and who is it for actually. So we have the anonymized risk API, of course, and that would be mostly interesting for either governments, but also policymakers to see how successful or effective are their policies, but also insurances, because like I mentioned, if we detect early on, we literally save a lot of costs for treatment of such diseases. And the subscription model could be free, or it could be different tiers also how to use these APIs we developed. Yeah. And then later on, but that would be probably 3 or 4 years down the line, to also use it for the actual electronics components, the screening devices later on. That would be the second or third step of this. And just real quick, I'm trying to keep it short. I'll come to the end of this, to go through the number, because I try to visualize this. If we look at, let's say, costs of 30 cents, for example, yeah, in a licensing or subscription model. And those are annual costs. I need to highlight this. Let's say, in this example, for example, we have a market size of about 90 million patients. Yeah. And then we just multiply by 65 cents per patient. Then we look at a revenue stream, from this specific market, 90 million data points and 90 million patients, of about $58 million. That is sort of the market size. In this case, we talk about the US specifically, and if we, let's say, we take just 50% of market share, then it would still leave us with $30 million in annual revenue. And certainly less than $1 per patient. I need to highlight this. And then I'm coming to an end. I'm stretching the 10 minutes. We don't necessarily need an investment, actually, because if we're able to connect with service providers, or if we find clients here through this, then it will work as well. But we would bring up the concept and the idea of $100,000 investment, and of course we'll give shares for this, and with this money it would definitely help us to further develop and build this system. And of course, if there are detailed questions regarding this, then we welcome everyone to set up another meeting and for detailed consultation on this. Of course, that was a very broad overview about this. Thank you for listening. Great.
Hey, thank you, Leonard. It was very interesting, and again, a very noble and important problem that you're solving. A couple of questions came in the chat, and your colleague answered one of them there. So again, if you want to learn more, reach out. We're going to keep moving because we have a tight timetable at the moment. So thank you very much to Nunap, and thank you for introducing your solution. So next, we will move on to Araz Mamadov, who is going to introduce Merge 3D. And are you there, right?
Hello, yes, I am here.
Perfect. So you will give a pitch, and your CEO is going to answer questions if needed. That's right?
Exactly. Antonio is here.
Perfect.
He's gonna intervening if there are questions, and I'm going to present now the pitch.
Perfect.
Let me share my
Yep.
screen with you.
Yeah, perfect. Go ahead.
Great. Just give me a second to share the screen. Open. Here's okay. This one here. Okay. Here is it. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Great. So let me start. The company by Library is an innovative company in the medicine, and it's revolutionizing the medicine as we have today. So the core product that I'm going to pitch today is Merge 3D, which is revolutionizing the orthopedic care through the SaaS platform. So, what are the key topics that I would love to cover in this short pitch? Is that it is patented in the European Union, in China, and the United States, and backed by the Rizzoli Institute in Italy. So the main ideas, the main advantages of this product, that why in orthopedy, in the medicine, it should be used. Let me show you in the next slide. That imagine that you, not you, but in general, if someone breaks its hand or other parts of body, and the recovery plan is so costly and so heavy plan, and in the traditional way. So it's going to be the plaster casts that is going to be heavy, non-breathable, and sometimes it's just being ineffective in terms of the results. So it's sometimes also having the muscle atrophy that resulting in the 30% of the patients. There's also manual 3D printing, but our product is offering the personalized, customized 3D printing, which is going to be faster than a normal manual 3D printing that takes weeks. In our case, it's taking the days, so it's reducing the timing and reducing the costs by 50%. So let me go and show you how it works, because it's important the product is going to work correctly and going to be efficient, right? You just go to the Merge 3D cloud-based platform. You scan the photogram, and via photogrammetry, you're gonna scan your hand, and you're gonna have the forms of your hand. Then you're selecting your doctor, and then you're merging and printing. So in meanwhile, your product is being prepared in order to recover you from the fractures, from the handbrake or other parts of the body. So it's fully automated. It's 60-70% faster in terms of the production hours. Normally it takes weeks, but with this product, it's gonna take hours. So it's 70% faster, and you reduce the costs for 50%. It's also blockchain certified, so it ensures the compliance and the traceability. And as I mentioned before, the patents are granted in European Union and United States and China. We are also validated by the clinical partners, Rizzoli Institute in Italy. And we are on the roadmap of the regulatory approvals, SCE, FDA, and we are we are going to conduct the pilot deployments in the European Union hospitals. So let me go to the interesting part for all of us. It's the collaboration. How could you collaborate with us? We're interested, as I showed you, we already have the MVP, and it's I will show you what is the advantages of using this product and why the industry should use this product. And if you want to be a part of that, you can collaborate by investing in the company, in the startup, or you can introduce the new sales channels in the United States or in other districts, in other regions. And you can also collaborate with a company through the research and development parts, in the co-development, if you are university, if you are specialized in this, so we could collaborate. And yeah, that's basically all. I would love to introduce you also the team. So as the CEO of the company, Antonio Puccia, is here. So if you have any personal interested questions, you can directly ask now in the chat. So I will leave the floor for the questions in case if you have some. Please don't be shy.
Okay, thank you very much. We have a couple of questions here. The first question is, which blockchain do you use to certify the merge 3D design?
Okay, I think Antonio is gonna respond to you now. Che blockchain utilizziamo per certificare?
Sono le certificazioni quelle della FDA, è un dispositivo medico di tipo 2, quindi servono le certificazioni mediche per i dispositivi medici, non serve la blockchain.
Okay, it's certified by the medical based the disposals certified, so it's in the medicine blockchain.
Okay, and just as a follow-up question that came in, how do you ensure the accuracy of the pictures by smartphone?
Qual è la misura che utilizziamo per misurare l'accuratezza delle foto scatturate?
La tecnologia è la fotogrammetria, la tecnologia, non la misura. La misura ha una tolleranza di 0,1 mm. È una tecnologia che si utilizza normalmente è dentro gli iPhone.
Yeah,
Gli iPhone 14 utilizzano quella già tecnologia.
It's used with 0.14 millimeters of the technology of the photography.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. And do we have any other questions from the audience directly here now? No questions? Okay, if we don't have any questions, we will move on. But before that, thank you very much, Araz, for being a presenter and a translator at the same time. So we appreciate you sharing everything that you're working on at Merge 3D. And thank you to Antonio for the answers too.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, so moving on, we have our next pitch, and our next presenter is Celine Musa from MCS Data Labs in Germany, and they've developed SmartCo Health, which is an AI-powered health ecosystem. So, Celine, when you're ready, go ahead and begin your pitch. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. I hope you can see the presentation. Okay.
Yes, perfect.
Nice. So yes, we are MCS from Berlin, Germany, and we stand for Making Complexity Simple. That's why the acronym MCS. And we do this by trying to transform real-time health data into actionable insights. So what we do is we actually develop our own in-house ecosystem called SmartCore Health, so your smart companion. And this tries to ensure that we access data for everyone and making the access of such data like health and environmental data more seamless, more secure, more tailored. And for that, we actually have developed this entire ecosystem from hardware to software to mobile apps, so front end and back end, and also have the accompanying algorithms that measure different diseases. Like if you think about hypertension, so blood pressure, like even glucose irregularities, this is something that we're working on at the moment. Yeah, that's a bit in short in our entirety of the ecosystem. So we also, as a company, have a proven record in research and development because we have very close ties into the European and German research realm, have worked over the years with various institutes, clinics, and also doctors to test, but also have in a controlled environment our ecosystem set up. So when you think about SmartCore Health, it's really much a digital health platform that is used for more personalized but also proximate healthcare solutions. So understanding patients better by 24/7 possibilities of monitoring, but then also having these insights of raw and real-time data to make better developments, but also enhance research capabilities from the end of users or researchers. So the whole problem around what we can see in the healthcare system at the moment that was also addressed early on is that we're facing basically a very fragmented and inconsistent like basically institutions are struggling with very fragmented and inconsistent health data, which makes real-time monitoring, but also early disease detection and personalized treatment a bit more difficult. So when there's like a few issues when you think about data transparency, a lot of systems are siloed. You don't really have direct access to the raw content of your data. As this is stored in other servers or other cloud servers that always need to rely on like third-party applications. There's also a limited form of accuracy and precision, just because a lot of wearables out there are, for example, more tailored towards fitness tracking and consumer tracking instead of really clinically relevant data. So there's also a lack of like availability in the sense of customizing this for a real medical use case. And of course, we're facing data and privacy concerns. So the question of where actually is the data stored? Is it in the full consent and also in the full control of the user? So compliance issues always are a key issue here. And this is exactly where SmartCore as our ecosystem comes in. So we created this entire solution of capturing, processing, but also interpreting data from hardware to the backend, more or less. So you have the hardware, the software, and the algorithms, and all encompassing in one coherent ecosystem. With that, we tried to solve the issue of data transparency. So our main features are a white box approach, meaning that the data that we do capture is fully transparent. So end users know from the collection until the processing how this data was handled and how it's structured, and can fine-tune it and adapt it also to their own needs. We customize our entire approach, meaning depending on the disease we're tracking or the patients we're working at, might it be infants or elderly people, we also have the ability to customize and tweak our system from every end. It's interoperable in other systems as it has been used, of course, also in different clinical settings. So it always had to be interoperable with other systems to get integrated. And we give the real time and also the raw data, which is very crucial if you think about clinically sound data, but also developing qualitative algorithms in that regard. And we take data privacy and sovereignty very serious. So it's actually in our design embedded. So our data that we do capture will be, for example, stored locally and only users have control of it, or it will be embedded into a system of the user's liking. And our product in that sense has been also clinically supported. So we deploy it in various clinical settings around Europe. We have at the moment more than 3 studies ongoing with our system, trying to, for example, measure glucose levels non-invasively, but also have it set up in a lot of projects around patient monitoring, decision support system, and very much like disease detection for different or various diseases. Yeah, so this is also what you can see here with the European and national projects. So we have been on the realm of also research and development in that regard. And all these projects are using our platform in one case or another. And here we're really facing as content such as like telemedical approaches or application, clinical trial deployment, personalized health, preventative health, or proximate health. So these are a bit the topics that we touch upon, but we also sometimes go very deep into the technical data structuring layer. So how data is handled, data pipelines, and so on and so forth. But yeah, that's about it, I believe. Yes, perfect. So what we're searching for is we have been on the market for quite some time. That's why we have also a very long history of research and development, working with these various institutes. We have partners, I think I showed this here, like very widely spread around Europe. So if you're thinking about clinics like the University of Mainz and Charité, or even Fraunhofer, where we actually originated from, have been like very supportive of also deploying our ecosystem and testing it on the grounds. So what we're looking for is actually more business opportunities, trying to think of development strategies or market penetration strategies. So we're a little bit more on the commercial and business end. This is what we're at the moment targeting with new collaboration modes. And that's about it. It was pretty simple and short. And if you have any further questions, please reach out.
Thank you very much. That was great. We have one question that came in, and it's related to your strategic goals in terms of expansion and partnerships within the healthcare industry. I guess you answered the partnerships one in the last slide, that you're looking for investment, but how about in terms of market expansion? I'm sure there's a lot of regulatory hurdles for those things.
So we're not particularly looking at investment per se. We're more looking at strategic partnerships. Like at the moment, because our home market is Europe and Germany, we have been very closely, basically also embedding the system into a GDPR compliant way. So for us, I think the European market makes the most sense at the moment. And this is also where we more are deployed and also are branching out. So I would say at the moment, Europe, we had some interest in, we also actually worked with the Middle East and China a little bit. But if I could choose one market at the moment, I think it would be more around the European Union, yes.
Perfect, thank you. Maybe we have one more question from the audience. Anyone have a question to ask? Maybe I got it. Okay, I have
hello,
one that came in.
Hello,
Go ahead.
Sally. Yes, yeah. So
Hello.
I was wondering, this is you're building some ecosystem. In that case, can you describe can you describe about your revenue model? How do you, build
Okay,
that
at the
structures? Yeah.
Our revenue model at the moment. So at the moment, we are it's basically divided. We are very much publicly funded. So we have a lot of projects, as for example, stated here, where we bring in our expertise, where we deploy, for example, our ecosystem, so the hardware that is used by our partners. And this is a bit like where the foundation is. But we also have a lot of industry engagements. So different partners from different realms have been reaching out to us and also are more in sense licensing or buying our product for their endeavors. And this can be very much like industry driven. So for example, the automotive industry has been interested in us just because we have this competency of data handling a lot, but also various healthcare like industry partners. For example, like at the moment we had a talk going on with like infant health monitoring, if you can see that. So they wanted to tweak our system for infant monitoring, a project that we have also done, and now we're trying to commercialize it more and more. Did that answer your question? Yes. Okay, perfect.
Okay, thank you very much. There were a couple of questions that came in. I think we might run out of time because we have one more presentation left, possibly two, but I think one. And so what I would encourage you is just to take it to the chat or through email. There's some very specific questions, so they might be interesting to have a conversation about. And the first question is coming from our next speaker, so I don't want to take your time for your pitch. So please connect with each other and maybe you can find some synergy or at least get the answer to your question. So thank you very much, Celine. It was very insightful and we appreciate you pitching and sharing your solution.
Thank you. Thank you for hearing me.
Okay, so we have the potentially final pitch from Suyun Chang, who is the founder of Prevenotics. Is that right?
Yes, right.
I hope so. Perfect. Thank you. So they are on a mission to make cancer preventable through AI-powered diagnostics and early screening. So Suyun, you're our probably last presenter, so the screen is yours. So go ahead when you're ready.
Thank you. I don't know why, but I just cannot activate my camera, so I'm so sorry. So maybe I will try to project my presentation. Do you see my presentation by chance?
Not yet, but yep, it's right there now.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is Suyan, CEO and co-founder of Prevenotics. Prevenotics stands for Prevention Plus Diagnostics. So we want to prevent the cancer based on diagnostics. So we are now focusing on the GI cancer. So starting from the stomach cancer, we also have the solution for colon and esophageal cancer, which is maybe diagnosed by the endoscopy. And then if you see here, the stage 1 survival rate is really low, high, while the stage 4 is really low. So it means that if we find the cancer in the early stage, there is a high chance to win. And then specificity of this GI cancer is also lies in where you live, because in Korea, 5-year of survival rate is 78%, while in US and Europe is 20 to 30%. So why that much difference is that maybe Korea has a very aggressive endoscopic screening program for the GI cancer. Why? So that's why we have a very high screening, the survival rate. That means that for an AI development player, we have very unique data set approachable in Korean markets. That's how we succeeded to make our project ready. And what we are interested in is not managing the risk factors only. It's not, but for instance, GI cancer cannot be prevented only by reducing your weight or things like that. But you have to have more aggressive preventive measure, which is, for instance, the intestinal metaplasia, gastric adenoma, gastric dysplasia. This kind of the precursor indicators has to be detected in early enough time. Then you have to manage the surveillance over time. So we think that there are two different activities that we have to do in order to prevent the GI cancer. First, you have to first do the very right diagnostic, but not only the cancer diagnostic, but also the comprehensive precancer diseases diagnostics. And at the same time, we also have to do the right surveillance over time so that we don't miss the right momentum. That's why we have two different AI medical device software registered in Korea. So we don't have yet the FDA while we are planning for the FDA 510K clearance. And then we have now 3 different type of the medical devices class 2 in Korea FDA. So first category is to help diagnosing the cancer and precancer during the parallel during the endoscopic procedure. And then our second project is to start help managing the surveillance over time with this AI technology. So maybe a little bit of demo would be better to for your understanding. So our first project is, this is already used in Korea and sold in Korea. So some of the major hospitals are using our project. And then while doing the endoscopy, all the marker and then interface that you are seeing is our project. So, our project recognizes where the camera is and also recognize the high risk lesions at the same time during the endoscopy. And then the previous one was for the upper endoscopy, and this one is more the colonoscopy. So we have 3 different cancers that we can detect through the endoscopy. So we have both devices ready for selling. And then due to the time limit, maybe I can skip here. And our second project is to help managing the preventive management, which is surveillance management support system. So, over time, because not every precancer disease can be surgically operated. So over time, we can track the disease's status, progress, and compare it with a normal situation so that patient can also understand where they are and how they are seriously, treating their surveillance management action. So that gives also a very comprehensive, user-friendly this type of the report. Sorry, this is in Korean, but we also have the English version interface as well. So we got a collaboration with NVIDIA and LG Electronics last year in 2023 for our compatibility study because we are the software player, but they are the hardware or the cloud players. So, and then we got recently CES Innovation Award. So we had an exhibition in Las Vegas this year. So maybe due to the time limit, I will be very quick. So of course, as we are the AI players, our accuracy are quite higher than conventional endoscopy. That means the doctor's eyesight accuracy. And as I already covered, we have a couple of very interesting collaboration and POC success cases with NVIDIA, LG Electronics, and things like that. And this is also our recent clinical trial result where we see that with AI has a higher accuracy than the without AI, and AI alone was even higher. So we believe that using this product, we can have a better point of care endoscopy diagnostic in real time with AI. So how we utilize our product is that we just link our software with their existing devices. And then doctors doesn't have to change their medical routine. They are just doing what they're doing, but we can add up our services on top. Okay, so and then we believe that those are either the software as medical device type of like businesses, as well as software as medical service type of the businesses. So our real-time endoscopic diagnostic support system is already sold subscription per device type in Korea. And then we are expanding our territory to Southeast Asia. And we are also preparing for the 510K for the FDA clearance now. And Also on top, we also think of having on a second project sold as a subscription per user or license as a service category. Right, so this is my last slide. So I would like to meet some very interesting, the partners who are interested in our project in terms of sales and distribution overseas, because we are in Korea. And then we also are interested in collaborative research with healthcare institutions because we have a lot of validation studies to do. And then our businesses, our development was mainly managed in Korea with Korean data. So as if we can find more data from the overseas, our research deliverable is much more powerful. And then healthcare platform is another player that we are looking forward to collaborate with, because we want to have some platform where our system can be plugged in so that we can manage the preventive management for the GI cancer. And then, of course, last not the least, we are also trying to find some investors and supporters for our businesses because we are in pre-A round now. Sorry that I was a bit hectic, but thank you. That was my presentation. Please let me know if you have any questions.
Hey, thank you very much for your pitch and presentation. There are a couple of questions here that I will ask. The first question is your diagnostic software able to work as retrofit software on existing products?
Can I
Quite a direct question.
clarify a bit the question? So what would be the retrofit software on existing product? I just cannot understand that.
Maybe it's best to take that to email if that's a question for the sake of time. Just another question maybe. That's Stephanie, right, from the Venturi tribe. Maybe if you reach out through the chat or maybe through email, it might be good to ask that question. And then the other question is, do you plan to enter the EU market and adopt GDPR privacy approach? I think is that question for you. I hope it is. Well, I can ask you, do you plan to enter the EU market?
Sure. I will first try to answer the first question. That I think maybe the question is like if my product is compatible with any existing product, meaning existing endoscopy machine. So if that's the question, yes, it's compatible with Olympus, Pentax, and Fuji, or the other. So yeah, this is just a software on top of existing endoscopic tower. And then for the EU market, yes, and then especially from this year, our interest in EU market is even bigger. And then we would like to find the local, like a legal representative for our product for the license or for the as of now, and then we would like to find a good partner to start with, because it seems like it's a little bit easier than before to enter to the CE EU market with our product, considering all the predicate situation and recent registration. So yeah, we would want to expand to the EU market as well. And then we are now contacting with some of the UK researchers and then Swiss and Romania.
Okay, thank you, Suyan, for your answers, your pitch, and for your work. It's very interesting. And again, I keep repeating it, a noble solution to a problem. So that concludes our presentations. So I'm just going to wrap this up today. So as I wrap it up, it's the TEKTiTE 2025 Healthcare e-Pitching Day. We've seen innovations from around the world presenting real solutions to some really urgent healthcare challenges, from cancer diagnostics to digital therapeutics, a lot of AI integration that's pushing things forward. And we can see from these pitches that they're not ideas, they're action-ready solutions. And it gives me confidence, and I'm sure maybe the audience can share this, to see so many brilliant minds focusing on solving like critical public healthcare problems. And today is about building bridges between innovations to get, these innovations in the hands of users, partners, and investors across the world. So I hope it was helpful in that way. And to get back to TEKTiTE, it's a yearly program, and we are happy to bring it back next year. So if you saw something that sparked a new idea or inspired you, follow up with it, reach out to Mr. Lee or the team at TEKTiTE Korea, reach out to the companies that have participated today, and stay connected. Just a few closing reminders. As I mentioned at the start, it was streamed on YouTube, and the replay is going to be available. So you can review what was said and watch the pitches again. TEKTiTE Korea are going to follow up with each participant for further discussions. And if you'd like to connect with a specific presenter or company, I'm sure they're happy to facilitate that. So reach out. And thank you again to all the speakers, to the guests, to the organizers. It's been a pleasure to guide you through the program today, and keep pushing health forward. And I hope to see you next year. So thank you.